the Blue Devils, the last two times we played them, on one-day preps for both teams. I like those one-day preps for Duke more than I like them 4-day preps when they played Monday against Louisville. They played very, very well. John had them ready to go. They really got after us defensively. I didn't think we responded very well in some of those situations, but a lot of credit to Coach Shire and his team. Again, he had them ready to go. They were sharp. And then to the other end, so many things to contend with. Filipowski's terrific. Proctor, we handled some things defensively in game one when Jeremy wasn't shooting the ball great. And it gave us the opportunity to get under some things, so we keep body on body with Kyle. And he wasn't going to let us do that. He stopped behind it and made a couple, and that's disruptive. He's a really good player. He was good. He was good tonight. So go ahead.
What about their defense gave you trouble today, especially compared
It's
to the
just
first time?
such pressure, Mark, and really took. Defensively, you want to disrupt other people's route and timing, and you do that with pressure. You do that with ball pressure. You do that with topping actions where you're on top of it, not going to let the cutter get to the action, and some of our stuff requires that. Just their speed, and we couldn't get anything in transition. Again, they were really, really sharp. They were good.
Well, Couture had a great games in his last two against Duke.
Yes.
6 points tonight.
Well, I think John said, you know what, somebody else is going to beat the Blue Devils tonight, and we didn't have that person, and he's awesome. But they did a good job with him, Proctor, and I think Roach matched with him some. They did a really good job with him. Good point. You're right.
Dave. Mike, what about that early jump they got on you guys? It seemed like they were just more physical at it.
They were, David. No, there's no other way to put it. Our team knows that, and I've seen that happen a time or two. I've been a part of the time or two in here. It can happen, and that is a credit to Duke's players and their coaching staff.
Tim. Mike, what was Duke able to do coming out of the second half on that 16-0 run that seemed to blow this game?
Well, I thought we were teetering. I thought we were okay. Not great by any stretch, but we needed a great start. We needed that first 4 minutes to be in our favor, to find ourselves at under 16 at down, 6-7. It got away from us. I thought we had a couple of good shots. We did have a couple of turnovers in that stretch that hurt us. You just can't do that in Cameron. You can't do that against a team the caliber of Duke.
Mike, what do you say to inspire this team? What do you do to get momentum in this final week of the regular season?
We got an opportunity on Tuesday. It's in football. I don't have to wait a week. I've got Louisville on Tuesday. Let's go up there and play better.
Mike, in terms of your defense, what were you hoping to do today that you just couldn't do to make a tough shooting day for them?
Well, much the things we've done in the last two times we've played them, go under some things, keep body on a body, different pieces, but very, very good personnel, and they caught us. They caught us on all that. They were sharp and hit their spots. We didn't rebound a couple of misses that we needed to get. So.
Mike, this is the first time Rodney's really gotten some shots down.
Yeah. Story of my time right now. He's really good, David. I mean, he's a very good basketball player. That was his third game as a college player, and trying to bring him into the fold. I thought he had a nice outing. Thought he had a couple of quick shots. I thought he got dotted up a couple of times defensively, but it's great to have him on the floor. And every rep he gets is going to be beneficial for us as we move along.
Last question, Tim. Mike, you guys are now 1-9 in true road games this season. What do you think has ailed you guys on the road and, needs to shift going into
I don't
Louisville?
know the answer to that. I don't know the answer to that. That's not good, obviously. You've got to be able to go on the road and win. You have to be able to do it in any league. We have certainly had our struggles, and that will, be a burden on me as we move along. I don't guess we have any. Well, Louisville on Tuesday, we're 1-8. Now we're at 1-9. Not good enough, Tim. Not good enough. Thanks, everyone. Have a nice night.
Thanks, Mike.
Okay.
Student athletes will be available outside our locker room.
Okay, well, I thought it was one of the best start to finishes that we've had. Really proud of just the edge that we played with, our defense, and individually. I mean, Jeremy Roach was on another level. He's been playing that way, but 19-10. I thought him and Tyrese, in our backcourt, they each had a couple turnovers late, but besides that, they played close to a perfect game. And their defense, they played both ends. Thought it was maybe Mark Mitchell's best game. I thought Mark gave us a huge boost, really consistently throughout the whole game, and we were able to avoid some foul trouble with Derek and Flip in that first half. Other guys stepped up and really just keeping our foot on the gas. So proud of the effort, proud of the win, and taking care of home court. So happy to answer any questions.
Coach, you guys are now 4-5 in your last 5 games. Well, not 4. I'm sorry. You guys have won 4 of your last 5 games, including the Virginia ending. Just talk about how important these past 2 weeks have been for your continuity and how integral it has been leading into tournament play.
It's been really important for us, and throughout the years we, whether it was injury or whether it was adversity with a loss or a setback, we just kept saying stick together, let's be at our best when it really matters. And I give these guys a lot of credit because they haven't pointed the finger. They've continued to work. Each of them have gone better. We spent a lot of time in practice working on individual work. Just individual player development, which has been, I think you can see the growth that our guys have made throughout the course of the season. And, of course, understanding who you're playing with and how to play to each other's strengths. And I thought that was evident tonight.
John, as you guys look at your players in the locker room were always, they were talking about being connected, communicate, offense and defense, finding their teammates, switching, is that the kind of thing that a young team takes a while to develop, and has your team developed that now?
Yeah, I don't know if we're all the way there where we want to be, but we understand what it takes to win. And, the beginning of the year, you're just the value of every possession, the value of talking on switches, making the right kick or the right read. They're used to just them scoring is always the best play. And now, teams have game plans, and also I think that's a huge thing for freshmen to adjust to. As you get into ACC play, people have different game plans against you. So I think that's absolutely true for our group. Where we're at right now, we are connected, just even the assists. Take out some of those turnovers. Last couple of minutes, we've been well over 2-1. Our offense, we're pushing it more. We're flowing into things, and that's how I want to play.
Having 5 guys scoring double figures,
Yeah, the balance is key. I mean, that's happened now 2 games in a row, and Mark has really come on. Flip has been there, and Derek is he does so much to impact the game. I'm just so proud of his growth from the beginning of the season. So those 5 guys, scoring in double digits again, that's great. But we can hurt you. Really, all eight guys that play the majority of the minutes, they can do that.
John, your defense on Couture, you only attempted 4 shots. How'd you guys do that? It was mostly Tyrese, I think, right?
Yeah, give Tyrese a lot of credit. You have to be incredibly disciplined, chasing him all over the court. And Couture had 12 threes against us the last 2 times we played him. I mean, we know very well how good he is, and Tyrese won that challenge. We're lucky to have bigs that can really switch too. So on a lot of those handoffs, top of the floor, we switched them. take away the three, and then we have guards that can move their feet, keep guys in front, and that was a big key. But it's credit to Tyrese and the job that he did, especially to start the game on him.
You mentioned the assist, career high assist for Jeremy Roach, and Philip was talking about how much fun the game is when they're sharing the ball. Is that something that comes with age? Because, you know, Mark was talking about growth as a team. So is that something that's been developed?
Yeah, it's definitely been developed. I can't understate how important it is just to have time where this group has been able to play on the floor together. And that's where you can really grow because you know, like for Jeremy, knowing how to play with Derek, you know, and Tyrese. I mean, Derek is he's unique. Like he's just a difference maker with his ability to screen and rim run for a lob threat, play behind the defense. He's just a different kind of guy. And Flip, Mark, Derek or Jake, I could go on and on. Just you know how to play with those guys. And so for Jeremy, you know, he came back with a completely different team. And so I'm just proud of him for playing aggressively, but also playing instinctually. And that's what we need him to do.
John, back to Couture for a second. Was there an element in the scout or in the discussions like, hey, if one of their other guys beats us, fine, but we're not letting this guy do this again? I mean, was that a discussion that you had with Tyrese or with the team?
You know what? I give the team credit. They said it without even me having to make a huge thing about it. You know, Tyrese, it was the matchup anyway, but he wanted that matchup. As a team, we knew how the last game felt against them in their place. And Couture, the last two times we played him, we lost, and he's probably the biggest reason. And when he's going, of course, you know, he had 5 threes against us last time. It's 15 points, but it's also it opens up so much more for their group. And so his baskets are worth more. He's one of those guys. And so that was a huge point of emphasis for our defense.
Let me go back to something you were saying about Derek. If the play, the lob to the post was easy, everybody with 7-footer would do it. What is it about Derek and this team that makes that play so successful for you?
Well, one, it's his athleticism, and he's really smart. Like, he understands different pick and roll coverages, and teams have kind of played us every which way. They've blitzed us, they've gone under, they've just hedged, they've dropped. And Derek understands what the defense is and then how to attack it. But then also our guards, it's they're not easy passes to make. Like, there's active hands, and you know they're still trying to take it away, and you know it just takes some time to work on the timing of it all and understanding the reads. So, but it's really Derek, his athleticism, his ability to run the floor and play high above the rim.
John, staying on Derek, the ability to not only block a shot but to turn it into a turnover. Is that something you've worked with him, or is it
I can't take credit for that. I wish I could. I actually, yes, I've actually worked with him every day on how to block shots and not block it out of bounds. I take full credit for that. I'm just telling you. He's a natural at it, and I think the biggest thing that he's learned, and you know, Emil Jefferson, now he could really block shots, and they worked hard with each other, just how to go straight up and do it without fouling. That was a big thing, especially the first 10, 15 games of the year. You know, he's protecting our rim, but he was getting in foul trouble. Tonight was a rare exception, and I thought they were, you know, I don't even remember the calls in the first half. But that's the biggest thing for him. And, you know, he had 3 blocked shots, but the amount of shots he alters is way more than that.
Does Flip just shrug off some of the physical things that have happened to him this year? It seems like every game there's something.
Yeah.
Maybe not just for Jimmy things, but just in general.
Yeah, he's been that guy, and I feel for him. He's gotten hit a lot, but he's tough, you know. And with Flip, I thought he did a really good job. He didn't get in great flow in the first half because of the foul trouble, and just sticking with it. And he just has a really good knack around the basket. I didn't like his one foul, you know, for his 4th foul. You know, he reached down, but besides that, he's playing really hard, and I thought he had a great edge tonight no matter what had happened.
What does the prep work look like for Tyrese this past week? Like, you've got season low, 2 3-point attempts
how did you guys get Tyrese ready for that assignment today?
Well, one, Chris Carroll had the scout, and he did a great job making it simple because they don't have a simple offense, and also understanding the main actions for Couture. And Tyrese is a great student of the game. He's always watching film. He sees things in a different way, just at high level. And so as he's running off, they run a lot of misdirection. He just stayed right with them. And, you have to have the focus to – it's hard with Couture, the focus when he doesn't have the ball. To your point, mostly it's when a guy gets it. That's when they're the biggest threat. With Couture, when he doesn't have it, that's when he's the biggest threat. And so Tyrese just stayed locked in. Our bigs being able to switch was a big deal, but it's his focus and determination.
Coach, this one is for you. It's only, with a month left in the college basketball season and, being your first year here at Duke as head coach, can you just talk about the experience that you've had and, how you're cherishing it as it winds down?
I'm just trying to really be in the moment right now and proud of what we've done, really proud of this group. And it's hard to reflect. It's hard to really look far ahead. It's just, proud of this win, and we know we have another big one on Tuesday, and we have a lot more we can accomplish.
Other than Couture, anything else you thought you did better defensively than the first time you played him?
I thought we were really disruptive on defense, and just even we haven't been a big team that pressures this year, but I thought our pressure ramped up, and the way we call it impact. When you impact the ball and just have active hands and make it hard for them to run their offense. Now they're still going to do it because they're really good and they run sharp offense. But I thought we were disruptive and didn't make life easy for them running offense.
Two turnovers in the first half. What did y'all change to cut those down? Some of the end game, it seems like it's been a totally different mindset.
It has, just understanding the difference of winning and losing. And in some of those games that we've lost this year, teams might have scored more points on us. A lot of them are, I don't want to say they're gifts, but, it's off of our turnovers. And so just watching film after every game, a lot of individual film as a team, us talking about it as a coaching staff, but then I give our guys, our players credit because they've embraced it, and you'll hear them in the huddles. All of a sudden there's a turnover or a soft pass, and they're calling each other out. And that's when you really start to have, something great, when there's the accountability from within, and we have that right now.
Coach Jeremy Roach, 19 points, 10 assists. When he sees the floor as well as he did tonight, how dangerous can he be?
Yeah, he's a difference maker for us. He's been that way all year, and he needs to do it again on Tuesday. All right, thank you.
Thank you.